So today is December 23rd. December 23rd is Festivus. There's a few things you do on Festivus, but one of the things that has stuck with me is that you tell people how they've disappointed you all year. So that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna put on a face full of new makeup, and I am going to tell makeup companies and people within the beauty community how they've disappointed me all year, okay? So, I mean, you can take offense if you want, but I don't care. That's where we're going with this, okay? So if you want to see my grievances and you want to see how I got this really cute, very Festivus look, stay tuned. Trying to figure out what the best way to do this is. Like, I don't want this video to be too long, but I also do want to get all my Festivuses in, my airing of grievances. So we're just gonna start. So for those of you who don't know, Festivus is a holiday that kind of balks at the commerciality of Christmas. I thought it was started by Seinfeld, but it was actually a real thing that a dude, I think his last name was O'Keefe, he started it, and then Seinfeld writers got a hold of it and they begged him to let it in the show. Anyway, the episode of Seinfeld is The Strike, and it's on Hulu. Go watch it. It is so hilarious. I will be airing some grievances that I have with the Black makeup community and with the makeup community as a whole. So hold on to your seats. I'm about to go in. My first new product is the Linda Hallberg Infinity Power Brow Sketch and Sculpt Liquid Liner and Pencil. I've been using the brow product to fill in my brows and then the liner part to make my brow hairs. Eyebrows haven't been as defined as they used to be, so you know, everybody's doing like laminated-ish brows, and it's very difficult for me to do that with pomade or with pencil, so I figured that this would be the best of both worlds. So my first grievance is basically the cliques within the makeup community. I feel like there's a hierarchy in the makeup community, and especially within the Black makeup community, but the way that it's set up is that we are made to think that we are against one another instead of like fighting for equal rights or equal representation. All together, we're doing it by ourselves. Nobody really owes you anything, but it just makes sense to me, and maybe it's because I'm older, that if you see people coming up in the same community with you and you know the struggles that you've had, you would extend a hand down to pull somebody else up. And I don't find that happening a lot within the Black makeup community. A retweet from a bigger account could go a long, long, long way. And I feel like that's not gonna happen within the Black community because we feel like only one of us can be on top, or a few of us can be on top at the same time. I feel like people feel, let me say it like that, I feel like people feel there's not that many opportunities, and so whatever opportunities we have, we gotta like struggle and hold on to ourselves. Sometimes I feel like people with bigger followings, and not all, so don't just go and damn generalizing, but even if it's not consciously, subconsciously, they don't talk to people with less followers than them because there's nothing that we can do for them. And I feel like that just really needs to change within the community, because yes, we can get far by ourselves, but we can get so much further together. And that means everybody. So that means people who have 700 followers, or people who have 1 million followers, or 2 million followers. Everybody from the 1 to 1 and up. If we all band it together, we'll get so much further than if we just, you know, keep doing it all by ourselves for ourselves. So that is my first gripe within the community. So for eyeshadow, I have the Pat McGrath Rose Decadence 6-pan palette. I feel like today is going to be a good day for us to use this palette. I'm gonna tell you about my second grievance. There has been this trend of white or white passing influencers. They have been saying some crazy stuff, like things that are like hella racist, or if not racist, just problematic. And then they've been doubling down on them when people are calling them out. I think that that is just annoying, because first of all, now I gotta figure out who this person is. I ain't never heard of them before. Like Amanda Ensing or something like that, and then like Angelica Coles. In 2020, really? In 2020 you're gonna say something like this and then double down? Or they'll be like, or this happened in 2018 when I was 17 years old. Like, girl, you should know better at 17. This is not, My next grievance is brands that have lost their minds. Like, are you thinking, is it on? Who flipped the switch? Can they flip it back? Like, I feel like, especially with the Black-owned companies, like, Black people are their core demographic, so you shouldn't do anything that will alienate your core demographic. Don't forget the people who bought you up, which is my issue with Juvia's Place, with Beauty Bakery. Crayon Case is kind of a little bit, but like, Beauty Bakery, they have had some allegations come up about the work environment. It's a hostile work environment. They was going after people on Twitter, including me, because they put up a post on Instagram for Pride that was selling the setting powder, and they used the George Floyd hashtag, and it was just so gauche. It was just disgusting. And I was just like, why would you do this? Like, this is not how you sell powders, right? If you want to bring awareness to the George Floyd situation, bring awareness. Don't try and tag like, oh, we're setting our powder, blah, 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 for Pride and something, George Floyd, Black Lives Matter. That is disgusting. Do not use somebody who was murdered by policemen to sell products. I was so livid about that. And then a couple weeks later, they had another post that was just like, we're having a thing so that you can see positive images of Black people. That's not what you see in normal life, or something like that. That was Black fathers, sorry. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And so they deleted their Twitter for a little while. They're back now, but they deleted it for a minute because, I don't want to say it's because I brought attention to it, but I kind of brought attention to it because I was just like, this is disgusting. Why are you doing this? Like, have you lost your mind? And then the whole thing with Juvia's Place and loving Jeffree Star, Beauty Bakery as well, bigging up Jeffree Star because he used their product. Why would you put somebody on your social media or like say, hey, look at this person using our product, or thank you for the review or whatever? Like, why would you say that to somebody who is just disgusting to your core demographic? That doesn't make any sense to me. So you've seen a reduction of me using their products. I don't use anything Beauty Bakery on Beauty Bakery or Juvia's Place on here anymore because that's just not something that I can stand for. And instead of owning up to their problem or owning up to it, they decided to double down and be like jerks about it and just like say that everybody else has the problem. If y'all ain't for us, then who gonna be for us? Because like, we are literally all we got. So these Black-owned brands, they really need to get their acts together. I don't want to hear nobody else doing nothing else with Jeffree Star. I don't want to hear nobody else saying anything crazy about Black Lives Matter or Black people in general, or using people's names and hashtags to sell product. Like, I don't want to see none of that. My fourth grievance is people telling Black people not to care about certain things that Black people care about. Like, who cares? Like, we care. Shut up. Like, stop telling us what to care about. Stop accepting apologies on our behalf because you like the person. Like, this has nothing to do with you. You in Black people business, and don't do that. We don't like that. You need to be worried about Jell-O salad. You need to be worried about reparations, tearing down Confederate monuments. That's what you need to be worried about. Get out of our business. How about that? You need to be worried about stopping kissing your dog on the mouth. What else y'all need to be worried about? Seasonings, washing your legs. There's a whole lot of things that I could list that you guys aren't worried about when y'all in our business. So my fifth grievance with the makeup community is that, like, if you're a Black creator, you have to go out of the box in order to get recognition. You have to draw like Picasso upside down backwards. You have to like disconnect your head, put it back on, do your makeup blindfolded, underwater, in a fish tank, out in space. Like, there's just so many hoops for Black people to jump through in order to get an iota of the recognition that someone white or white passing would get, and that is annoying. Black people who don't do avant-garde makeup should not have to push themselves to do avant-garde makeup in order to get some recognition. I feel like that's unfair because that's not what they do, right? There's a little passing person or white person who just put one eyeshadow all over their eyes and call it a day, and everybody's like, oh my god, this is so pretty. Let's retweet this a million times. That's ridiculous. All right, so I have put on my foundation and my concealer, and now I'm about to go into the Milk Makeup Stick Matte Bronzer in the shade Blaze, and I'm going to use that as my contour. It's supposed to be bronzer, but I find that it's ashy enough to be my contour. So while I'm putting this on, I'll give you a small grievance, which is that this is the darkest color that this comes in, according to Sephora. In 2020, we should not be making a shade that can contour me barely. We should not be making that the darkest shade of anything. So that's another grievance. Milk Makeup, do better. Brands, do better. My next grievance is for the brands that decided in June, whenever the Black Lives Matter protests and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor protests were ramping up, that Black Lives Matter then, and they were going to do so much for Black creators, and then they did nothing for Black creators. They posted a little black square, they did like Black creators for a week, and then that was it. That is not enough brands. These brands should be, these brands who had these, you know, big things to say, all these nice statements, you know, and then they didn't follow up their statements with actions, they should be ashamed of themselves. I'm telling you, y'all just need to like hire the Blend Games as your diversity and inclusion, and we will get y'all right, okay? Right. I didn't even go to school for this, but I know how to do this, okay? All right, so we have done everything except highlighter, blush, highlighter, and gloss. So for blush, I will be using the Patrick Ta Oh She's Different Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. Now, I had Patrick Ta blushes before. I was very concerned. That's what the word is I'm looking for. I was very concerned buying this blush. And so, but she's deeper than all the rest of them, right? And she shows up pretty good on, you know, melanated skin. For highlighter, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Rose Rave Diamond Balm. Second to last new product is the Glossy Posse, whatever, from Fenty Beauty. Anyway, I'm gonna put down the MAC Plum Lip Pencil. Put Ruby Milk down first, and then I'm gonna put Taffy Teas on. These smell good. These don't smell like the regular ones, I don't think. Ooh, Ruby Milk is pretty. Okay. Okay, Ruby Milk. Okay, so while we're doing this is probably a terrible time to do it because I'm doing my lips, but I'm gonna talk to you about my last grievance. And that is, this might get people riled up, but credit wars for nonsense. Like, if I do a half cut crease and you do a half cut crease and they happen to be the same colors, don't just be like, oh, well, you stole that look from me. Like, anybody can put gold and blue together, y'all. It's not that big of a deal. Like, warm cut creases, they've been done, okay? You know, if you really like and truly got inspiration from somebody's look, then yes, we credit. But yeah, I definitely think that crediting is something that is important. It's important across all sizes. My issue with the crediting becomes when it's like splitting hairs. Like, well, I did a, I don't know, blue and orange cut crease and you did a blue and orange cut crease, so you need to credit me for this blue and orange cut crease. Like, no. That's ridiculous. People have done it before. All right, y'all, this is our finished look. This is our Festivus. A very merry Festivus for the rest of us. this is the look that we came up with. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't talk your heads off, and I hope I didn't offend it. Actually, I don't care if I offended anybody. I'm really tired of the things that I talked about. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what your Festivus grievances are within the community below in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, remember to click the notification bell so that you can be a part of the Glam Fam and know exactly when I upload. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Glamazon1026, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.